This week on the Knitworthy podcast, wedding showers,
Grandparents' Day,
knitting and spinning, of course.
find out about Periscope, and learn about how our helpers earned a prize this week.
That's right. We also have a contest going on.
Yay!
Yes.
And learn why we can't all be the Mona Lisa.
I can't wait. Find out all this and more on this week's Knitworthy podcast. Hello, and welcome to the Knitworthy podcast. We are so glad that you are here with us today. And if this is your first time hanging out with us, then welcome to our home. And if you are a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back. You found it again. We're so glad. Did you catch that? They put in new stop signs on that one corner, so I hope that didn't mess you up. So,
I got messed up.
Did you get messed up?
I didn't even drive here, and I still got messed up with stop sign.
Man, gets me every time.
Yeah. Well, we had a fun week.
We sure did.
And, I just can't let, the whole idea of trying to save everything to the end, it just didn't last.
No.
I just think it's so fun to start off with a little something from our week, and we had a wonderful week.
We had a wonderful 2 weeks.
We did.
Yes.
But in the last week especially, a lot of
Yes.
wonderful things.
What was your favorite thing from this last week?
Well, I can't even pick a favorite because my son, we had a wedding shower for Jared and
Yes.
Danielle. I'll pop their picture in here. And we went to Bradleyville to her home church, the Crouch Family Church, and it's called New Mansion.
Mm-hmm.
And they showered them with everything they needed to get started in their life together.
Just about. I
They
mean,
really
they have a ton of stuff.
They do. It's a wonderful tradition to start off a young couple with what they need, because you can imagine just things like buying spices for your spice cabinet gets expensive.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and we had family come, and
Yeah.
not everyone was able to come, of course, because we have family all over the country, but we had our adopted family here in California come too, which was really fun. So that was great. That was Saturday.
Not here in California. We live in Missouri.
No, I said they live in California.
Oh.
The family that couldn't come lives in California.
Oh, okay.
That's what I meant.
I thought you were saying that our adopted family from California. I'm like, we have an adopted family
I might have said
from
it
California?
wrong. This is another day. We didn't record Friday because
No.
I had another night that shall remain sleepless. And last night, same thing. I got like 3 hours sleep. I texted Brianne at 7:30. I go, I'm going to try one more time to get some sleep. And an hour later, it was bing, something woke me up. I don't know why this is my eyes waking up, but this is me.
Or bunny ears.
Bunny ears, yeah. So if I get tongue-tied this episode, you'll know why.
Yes, that's okay though.
The other fun thing, if you do not have Grandparents' Day celebrated at your local school, you must ask them to do that.
It is so fun. And I've heard other schools call it Grand Friends Day because not
that's nice.
not everybody has a grandparent nearby or has grandparents. And so...
And I asked Brianne to take me because I didn't want to get lost and not show up, because that would really be bad grandparent.
Be a bummer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you had the opportunity to have a first in your life, didn't you?
I did. I got to be a grandparent for about 15 minutes.
Yeah.
There was a little girl at Evan's little desk area.
I think her name was Haley. She was adorable.
So. Little redhead girl.
Yeah.
So cute.
Very cute.
And her grandparents... We weren't sure if they were not coming or if they were just running late, and she was just sobbing at her
burst
desk.
into tears.
Oh.
And I felt so bad, so I flagged Brianne over to come and be a surrogate grandma.
Yes.
So for 15 minutes, you were grandma. How did it feel?
It felt interesting. I felt very insufficient because she would, we'd be okay for about a minute and a half, and then she'd go, "But you're not my grandma." And I was like, I know, and I'm sorry, but look at all these fun things we get to do. And then she'd be like, okay. And so we do it for about a minute and a half. She'd go, but you're still not my grandma.
Yeah, it was pitiful. I would have given her money if I would have had any.
I know. I was
just
like, do you want some gum?
Anything you want. Chocolate.
Yeah.
It's really a fun idea if you don't do it where you are. grand friends or grandparents are invited to spend some time with the kindergartners, and the kindergartners and the grandparents do activities together.
Yes.
And so that was super fun. We did a math game with chocolate chips and a spinner, and we did some. Where you throw a die and you make different parts of a picture. And so we got to do making a funny. Actually, it was supposed to be a grandparent face, but he wanted me to do him, you know. And then it said, "Put a necklace on." He's like, "What?
I don't wear necklaces."
Right. And then the last activity was tracing around your hand.
Yeah.
And then you were supposed to make the fingers say, "I love you." It was the cutest idea. Here's proof that I went to Grandparents' Day. Right here. Right. And I'm telling you, it was so fun. So if you don't know already, this is Evan, and this is me. And we're doing the I love you sign.
Which I discovered I have a very hard time doing with my left hand.
Oh, really?
I can do it really well with my right hand. But with my left hand, I was like, I love you.
How are you with the Vulcan sign? Can you do that one okay?
Yeah, that one's okay. Did you know, I don't know if we've ever talked about it, but my mother-in-law sneezes every time somebody does the Vulcan live long and prosper sign at her.
I don't believe it. I think we need...
No, it's totally true.
We need video proof of that one.
I'm going to get on my brother-in-laws to do that.
Would you do that?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I would like to... I had to look because all of a sudden I thought I left the door open. Like that would make a difference to you.
Come in.
No, right? The cute thing that happened with regard to tracing our hands, little Evan, who we wondered how he would fare in school because he's like all over the place doing gymnastics all the time.
Yeah, he's like, look at me, and he's like doing cartwheels and round-offs and somersaults.
A little behind in the academics to start with. Last spring, the teacher said. So we were like, I just don't know how this would go. We imagined him doing somersaults in the classroom kind of thing. But come to find out, he is really a good boy in class, and he wants to do the right thing.
Yes.
He wants to do the right thing so much that I caused him to have this look on his face.
I said, smile for the camera, and that's what he was able to do.
So, Mama, what did that face mean?
That meant, I don't know if I'm doing the right thing.
And I caused that face.
Well, what was it that you asked him to do that he wasn't so sure about?
So he's got a little hand, of course, because he's a kindergartner, and they gave him a full-size sheet of paper, and he's still working on the skills for cutting.
Yes.
He can cut, but to cut around an entire hand is a daunting thing for him at this point. And so after he got around the pinky, and I'm seeing all this paper flapping in the wind, I said, why don't you just cut off the area at the top of the fingers, you know, right across here, and then you have less paper to handle, it'll be easier for you. He had to ask his teacher. And I said, she's so busy. And I'm like, really, it's okay. She won't care.
Yeah.
But he thought when she said cut out the hand, that you had to cut exactly around the hand. And if you took a shortcut, you might get knocked down or something.
Right.
So that look was, my D makes me do scary bad things. And he's right, but not that day. So it's fun.
Gosh.
That's my story. I think I mean, some big milestones. We've got kindergarten and wedding coming up.
Oh my goodness. Yes.
Right? So Jared gets married in a month.
Oh my goodness.
Well, Danielle gets married too because they're marrying each other.
That's true. It's like a together kind of thing.
It is.
Yeah.
So we got a lot of exciting things going on.
We do.
We do. But guess what else is exciting?
Knitting?
Yes. Totally. Tell me,
Yeah.
what's going on in your knitting bag?
Well, how about we start off with what I'm wearing?
Well, even better.
Yeah, because I'm wearing some knitting right now. This is my Nae, N-A-E, by Anat Rodin. I think that's the way you say her name. If not, sorry about that. It's a really simple shawl that I knit, I'm going to say about 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago.
Is this where I get to say I told you so?
Yeah.
Okay.
That you can save it for the end though.
All right.
Okay, yeah. So I had purchased this yarn from someplace. It was a local fiber festival, and it's alpaca. And I really want to love alpaca with all my heart because alpaca is a really amazing fiber, and it has such beautiful drape, and I knit it up into this just a really simple pattern. You can see here's the top of the shawl. And this is just really simple seed stitch that goes across the top. So if it's a triangular shawl, which it is, then your top goes along this way and then it comes to a triangular point. And it was supposed to have seed stitch going down the spine of it as well, but I didn't do that. I wanted to keep it really simple. So I was not so sure after I knit it how I felt about it, because I was afraid it was a little bit scratchy and I wasn't in love with it like I thought I was going to be. And now that it's kind of sat for the last 2.5 years, I really like it.
Yeah.
And in fact, I've worn it like twice in the past week.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And alpaca is like wool. There are different grades of wool, and some wools are going to be a little bit scratchy, and some are going to be as soft as a baby bottom. Say that 3 times fast. So it's the same way with alpaca, and so you just have to look at what grade you're getting, and sometimes how it's processed. If they are not careful to sort the fleece well, you'll get some guard hairs in there.
Yeah.
And not really guard hairs, but whatever they call them in alpaca land. Alpaca
land guard hairs.
Right.
Yeah.
It's beautiful though.
Thank you very much. And I love the color of brown that it is. It's not a warm brown. It's really kind of more of like a neutrally verging on the cool side of brown. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes, and it looks to me as if it's a natural color.
It is. It's
and
undyed.
So it is perfect because God made it that way.
That's right. But this is one that I knit primarily in the hospital while Owen was in the hospital for an 8-day stay. And, he was happy. They had nurses and student nurses that came in and played with him and, did all kinds of stuff while they were waiting for him to bounce back from chemo. And so I was knitting, and this was something that I knit on at night, and while we were waiting for meds. So is that a good memory or not? No, it was a good memory because, he was while he was sick, he wasn't feeling sick. We were just waiting for his white count to come up enough to where he could not, get super sick.
And there's a certain amount of obviously being thankful that we've made it this far.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Yeah.
So this was happy. I got to knit to it a lot while I listened to my kid laugh and play and do fun things and, enjoy him, flirting with nurses. He had one nurse that he really liked. I'm just gonna say.
Cute.
As much as, a 9-year-old can flirt. Yeah. Are you wearing anything knitted?
The couch is wearing it for me today. I could not handle wearing anything knitted because I'm flashing today. So
well, and we have a brand new light.
We do. And so that's, in theory it's a cooler light, but I'm just hot for whatever reason.
It is, I'm not gonna lie, it's a little bit warm.
Toasty.
That's okay though.
She's just trying to make me feel better now. And this is the Tunisian crochet wrap that I did early on in our podcast.
Yes.
I will post the name of it here, right about here.
And I'll put it in show notes.
And we'll put it in show notes because I'm not remembering. She had a really beautiful Irish name.
Oh, Avoni.
Avoni, that's it.
You wanted me to have another baby so I could name it Avoni.
I still do.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. Sorry.
But, at some point this winter it's going to feel fabulous because it is an oversized shawl, and you have an oversized shawl you're making. And so I thought, I've got to find a different way to store my shawls. They are taking up so much room in my closet, and my husband and I are sharing a closet. And I feel like I need to see my clothes, even though shawls are important to me. They are like front and center in my closet. But before I put on a shawl, I really should have something underneath it.
That's true. Unless you're doing like a shawl dance.
That's a totally different thing.
I don't want to hear about that though.
Right. Yeah. That's scary.
Yeah. So anyways, Mom, what are you working on?
I've stayed pretty monogamous to my mitered square project.
Oh, it's getting bigger.
And I started in the center, and I'm just going out as I see fit. And I just think I've decided I'm going to do these blocks of the lighter color here and there.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know if I'm going to carry the exact pattern the way it is now or not. That's the fun of figuring this out, because this was going to be all about painting with yarn.
Yeah.
So I even have, and you know, Dawn Wolf was just talking about this. Did you hear her?
I did.
She was trying to decide what to do on her mitered square blanket, and she says it drives her nuts when people go different directions. So, you know, in honor of you, Dawn, these squares go up and these squares go to the side. She's probably having a fit right now.
I know. Her poor little organized self is just...
I know. Did you hear she even has to have the name of her colorway of her yarn tie in with the theme of what she's knitting?
Yeah, and like her bags have to match and everything. That's
impressive. Yeah.
Yeah.
She should be an inspector for the USDA, because we would have no tainted food.
Dawn,
Right?
there's a thought for you.
I mean, we would have security for all of our edibles.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so what's going on with you? What are you doing for knitting?
Well, let me take this stitch off and then I can show you. I have several things that I've been working on. First of all, I have my Sparkly Girl socks. Oh, it's out of the bag. That's why I couldn't find it in there.
Is that what it's called, really, or is that what you named it?
That's what I named it.
Okay, fun.
Well, because I'm just doing a plain stockinette sock.
Mm-hmm.
So these are socks for Ailish, and I know it's really hard to tell, but these are about probably 13 inches, 14 inches long. The camera's a little bit farther away today.
How about, since you're blocked in, how about if I do the show and tell?
Okay.
All right. We tried to check to make sure that the new light was not going to flash out on our colors, but it looks like it's being pretty accurate, don't you think?
It does, yeah.
Let's see, will it show the sparkle at all?
I don't know, can you see?
There, right there is a little sparkle sticking up. One
sparkle, that's all. That's the
I
Sparkly
stood
Girl
up and watched,
socks.
and we got longer leashes this time.
Yay! So these are just some tube socks that I'm knitting up for Ailish. And these are the yarn is from Wool Sunday. It's the Parfait sock with sprinkles in the round and round colorway. And Wool Sunday you can find, Wool Sunday Yarn Parlor, excuse me, you can find on Etsy. I'm not going to even show that to you because you can't see it. Anyways, but yes, woolsundayyarnparlor.etsy.com, and I love Sam's dyeing jobs that she does on things. I mean, it's not pooling, it's not flashing, it's just a ton of fun color. So the last time that I showed it to you, I was right here.
Oh my goodness, you've done a lot of progress.
I knit the whole sock sans heel because I want her to be able to wear it for as long as possible. And then I cast on for the second sock yesterday.
I was trying to figure out who Sans was.
Sans?
I really am sleepy.
Sans serif, like the typing thing? Like,
oh
what
man.
is that? What is she talking about? Yeah, so, and I also am using a Wool Sunday bag, which is, I think, adorable. It's got like passports and all kinds of like train schedules, and it's just so much fun. And then the inside is this really cute polka dot pattern, which I think is just, I love this bag. And I like the fact that it's not zippered, and so I don't have to worry about my yarn getting caught in the zipper.
Well, that is good.
Which has happened to me like twice this week.
You know, why don't we take a moment and pause?
Okay.
And let me see if I can correct our camera so we can see a little better.
Okay.
Okay.
We're going to pause for just a moment.
Bear with.
All right. I think that's better. What do you think?
I think it's at least closer.
It is. You are correct. It is closer.
I'm tangled now.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
There you go. The next thing that I've been working on is I've been working on my Norma Lintu. And I'm going to block Mom's face for a second.
That's all right.
While I show this off, it's gotten a bit larger. Oh, my bag is falling. The last time you saw it, it was down here at this green stitch marker down here, and I have done the first lace section and the second garter section, and now I'm doing the second lace section. I have made a modification to this project, which I did not do in my first Normal Into. This one is going to be going to Heather for Christmas, and I thought that I would try doing something that I had seen other knitters do, where in my first one I knitted it as to pattern,
okay,
with the whole thing being in garter stitch,
okay,
including the lace.
Oh,
so that's nice because you don't have to do any purling,
right?
But this time I decided that I wanted to do the lace in stockinette, which I had seen a couple of other people do on Ravelry as I was scrolling through people's projects, and I really liked it.
Do you?
Yeah, here.
And so is it just define the light lace more? Is that what it does? It does,
yeah. So I'm going to show you. Here is the lace.
Oh, yeah.
And so you can see it a lot better this way. And I mean, I don't think that there's anything wrong with doing it the regular way with it being in garter, but I think you're just able to see the pattern, and it made knitting the pattern a lot easier, knitting the lace charts a lot easier, because I was able to see my stitches a lot better.
That makes sense.
So I am almost, I am a third of the way done with the second lace section, and so yeah, I'm gonna get that done. I hope to have this done, I'm hoping in the next 2 weeks.
Oh, that'd be great.
Because I'd really like to get Heather's and Spencer and Bennett's Christmas presents off to them, you know, like right after Thanksgiving.
I think that's a great idea.
Because I really hate shipping things right before Christmas.
Yeah, when it's crazy at the post office.
Well, yeah, and then also if you don't get it there in time, then it ends up costing you $1 bajillion.
Yeah.
Which that is totally a number.
Or it's late.
Yeah.
Which isn't fun either. One
year we were shipping something off to Brian's mom and brothers, and it was going to be, it was like a $50 gift that we were doing for the family. It was going to cost us $75 to ship it to them by Christmas.
Oh my goodness.
And I was like, I made an executive decision, Brian, that they're just going to get to wait to get their present, you know, the wine and cheese package until after Christmas, because it's not worth it. No. Anything else? Yes, I do. As a matter of fact, I have my sockhead hat, which I've made good progress on. I feel like I've made a lot of good progress this last 2 weeks on things. So here is where I was 2 weeks ago, and I've now added in the second color for the main body of the hat. And this is Wool Miza in the Spice Market colorway, and I'm going to hold that a little bit closer because I really want you to be able to see how beautiful that is. It's such a beautiful colorway, and the depth of colors and the way that she's dyed it, so gorgeous. And I'm really enjoying knitting with it just as the colors come along, and it's so soft. So yeah, so that's been something that I've been able to knit on. I have mainly knit on this with my grandmother, because I can knit on it without looking at it, and that way we're able to talk and chat and maintain eye contact, which is always important. As I look down at my bag.
I know, as I'm knitting.
And then I cast on something new.
Oh, yay.
Yeah. So Owen, who is my 12-year-old, his teacher is going to be having a baby in January. And so when you are going to have a baby, you need to have really cute baby things.
Of course. And she knows what she's having?
She's having a little boy who's going to be named Roman. And let me pull this up.
That's a fun name.
It is a fun name. It has a strong name.
And I haven't had a chance to look through the changes to Knit Companion. have you done much looking through to see? Because I noticed that there's a little bit of a difference in the layout.
Not a whole lot. I haven't spent a lot of time investigating it.
Well, we'll have to do that before our next podcast and
we can
give you a
review
little
it.
review of. I have loved Knit Companion
Yes.
up until now, so I can't imagine I would love it less.
That's true.
But we shall see.
Yes, we'll have to do that for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, my thing is falling here. So the thing that I'm knitting for Miss Hamilton is I'm knitting the Julian vest, which is a free pattern on Ravelry, and it's just a little vest with buttons at the shoulders and then a really cute kind of V looking stitch pattern going up the front. And so I am knitting it.
And are you going to do the buttons at the shoulders?
I think I am, yes.
Okay. Because we had a fun visit with Sherry Knits.
Yes.
She happened to come to town, and so we got together at, which is now our classic place, the Panera.
Oh, yes.
And she was suggesting that you eliminate the buttons.
I'm just concerned that it wouldn't fit over the head very easily. And so I think I'm just going to go ahead and do the buttons and knit it to pattern.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, what if someone comes up on the thread of this podcast and says, Brianne, I've got a really great reason why you shouldn't knit them. Will you just do your own thing anyway, or you ignore good advice?
No, I would never ignore good advice. Oh, not that Sherry's advice was bad, or anybody's advice would be bad, but you know, so I'm knitting this out of Lion Brand Heartland.
Good segue, good diversion.
Thank you very much. Look over here. And this is the Glacier Bay colorway, colorway number 105. And Mom used this yarn, actually specifically the skein of yarn, in knitting some preemie hats. And so I'm using up what I have left of it to make the Julian vest. So here is what I have so far, and this is going to be the front. Right, so adorable.
Here. In fact, you know, of course I had yarn amnesia, and I'm looking at that going, what yarn is that? It's so pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah, the yarn you used.
It's the one that you used to make hats out of. I can, if you can see that really well. That's a little bit better. There we go. So I am just about done with the body, and then I'll be breaking off to do the fronts and the back. So I don't know, hopefully the baby shower is, they're doing a classroom baby shower for her, which I think is so sweet. The girls are putting it together for her.
Great idea.
And that's on the 20th, so I need to get it done by then, which should not be a problem because it's moving along rather nicely. It's amazing. If you're knitting in worsted weight yarn, your things move along pretty quickly.
They really do.
I think as opposed to everything else that I'm knitting, which is like on fingering weight yarn.
Didn't Sherry Knits tell us that she can knit a sweater in 2 weeks?
Yes! That is impressive.
I'd like to put a camera on her and let her, no sleeping, just see how long it takes for her to knit a sweater, and we could all watch it like sped up.
That's right. Speaking of Sherry Knit, she was very sweet and gave me this bag.
And is that the name of her shop on Etsy?
It's Sherry Knits.
And I think she got a cool new tag. Does that bag have a tag?
It does. And this is the way you spell her name is C-H-R-Y, and then it's C. Sherry.
We're all about speeding things up. No vowels.
That's right. No time for that. No time for that kind of tomfoolery. Sherry, C-H-E-R-Y knits at Etsy.com. And so you can find her bags there. And I love the inside pattern.
And she made this one for me also.
Yes.
Actually, I begged her to buy it from her because I love this fabric. It looks so retro to me.
It does.
So, yes, I enjoy it, and it fits big things. So that's why I decided to do my big mitered square blanket with it.
Perfect. Okay. Have you finished anything?
No.
No.
Finished lots of things, but nothing that was fiber related.
Okay.
Because I was getting ready for a bridal shower or a wedding shower, and I needed to have some things done.
That's right. So we're adding in a little segment, which we wanted to introduce this time, which is just a pattern highlight.
And that was because I am not getting as much time on Ravelry because I'm trying to do things to help with other areas of our podcast. And so I lose track now. I used to watch, this is no surprise to you probably, I used to look at every pattern that was posted as a new pattern every day until I recognized the patterns, and I would stop.
Not even a joke.
And I just, those things kind of phase in and out of my life, and so now I'm like, okay, I just don't really feel like I have to do that now, so I make Brianne do it. Tell me something fun you saw.
Yes. Well, I found a pattern by someone that we know that I wanted to show off. And this is the Belladonna pattern, toque, I believe, by Tabitha's Heart.
Oh my goodness.
And so I wanted to show this off.
She's my sister friend.
Yes.
I've adopted her. She's my sister.
Here is the pattern right here. These are some really fun cabled socks.
She is an excellent designer. You'll find her patterns very clearly written.
And I think that Tabitha is also a very thoughtful designer, as she puts a lot of thought into the small things that are important. This is a paid for pattern on Ravelry, it's $5, which I think is very worth it. It's done in 2 sizes, a small and a large, and then of course the length of the leg and the foot and everything is customizable for any size that you might need. And she has a 20% discount if you purchase 3 or more individual patterns at one time. You don't need a coupon code for that.
And she doesn't just design socks.
No, she doesn't.
We've got hats and scarves and you name it. Beautiful lace stuff.
I thought you were going to say rats, and I was like, no, not rats.
No.
She did a hat named after Owen that she actually sent to us, and I knitted this hat. And I just want to show what the top of it looks like, just to show you what kind of designer she is, how thoughtful her designs are, because you have to look at the decreases, how they, let me stand up here, how they go up the hat along with the cables.
Gorgeous.
She really could have done some different crown decreases, but instead she chose to have it go along with the pattern so that it was just really beautifully integrated into what the cables were already doing. And so I think she's someone to look at for a designer if you're looking for accessories.
And one of the things I really appreciate about her is she's so available. If you message her on Ravelry or you contact her on Facebook, she responds right away. I mean, some people you would expect a few days. Not her. I'm working on it. I'm trying.
And would you like to show the bag that she gave you?
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
So she decided she wanted to diversify her portfolio.
Yes.
Whatever that means. And so she wanted to get into some other items besides patterns. And so she was showing me some of the things she was making. Look!
It is so cute.
So she dyes the fabric. I need to put my stuff out of my lap so I can really show you well. She dyes the fabric. And I love the little black sheep over here. Wait, over here? Nope, over here. Over here.
Where
yes, it is a flipped image. And I love that little sheepy bottom. And the black sheep, of course, because that's probably me. And then she did a special one for me that had my other favorite pattern that she does, which was the daisies. Aren't they adorable?
They are so cute.
And she puts this nice dog hair, no extra charge. She also has a cool tag, Tabitha's Heart. That's her name on Ravelry and her name on Facebook and Instagram, as far as I know, and Etsy. She has a pull button here. Well, I don't know if you're supposed to do this, but I use the button to help close. And it actually stays nicely, closed, so it doesn't like accidentally fall open and your stuff comes out. So this is, I think, the larger size that she does, but I'm in love with it. So I wanted to make sure I showed you. And I used my own monies to pay for it. Oh no, I didn't. I think we traded something, but I was going to use my own monies to pay for it.
I used my own monies and everything.
I felt so grown up for a minute.
Well, bartering is okay too.
Yeah, but that makes it no less valuable. It is really beautiful. So check her shop. She's added a whole bunch more things. If you are interested in, I was going to say Star Wars. That's not it. Star Trek. She has some really fun Star Trek-y things, and she moderates a group on Ravelry that does really fun challenges based on Star Trek. And I think I don't know if they're still doing it this way, but it's like a 3-month or a several-month challenge. We have a series of challenges that you try and have your knitting projects or your spinning, and crocheting, other fiber arts included, to fit into the theme of whatever these challenges are. So I'm assuming is it like the Harry Potter one too? Do they do it like that?
Yes.
So maybe you're not a big Harry Potter fan, but if James T. Kirk does it for you, go in there in that group. Live long and prosper. Now see if I can do it.
There you go.
Had to think about it.
Very nice. Do you also want to show these off?
Yes. Well, this is this came in. I already forgot the name of the group. This is the group that started on Facebook, and then they jumped into Ravelry, and it was for people that love mitered squares. Hello.
That'd be you.
And so I signed up for this. I signed up for it long enough ago that when she called to ask me for the money, I'm like, I ordered something?
Who are you?
And so she remembers me as the one who had, you know, a brain freeze that day or something. But this particular swap, what you do in them, some of them are for swapping your own little mini skeins. And the idea is to have a great assortment so you can have a piece that is very diverse. And so you can choose to be part of one where you send in a certain number of skeins and receive a certain number back, or you can choose to be part of a swapless swap. And I'll put the name of the group in here.
Okay, right here.
Right about there. And the lady who runs it, super nice, and so
apparently very organized.
I mean, she does all of these. For the swapless swap, she has to skein all these up.
Oh my goodness.
This particular one was Fiber Nymph Dye Works.
Oh yeah.
And so I also thought, aside from, I can use it for punch needle.
Sure.
I can use it for mitered square.
Sure.
And I can also see all the different cool things that Fiber Nymph does. Now, I have to take it out of the plastic, which is probably really wreaking havoc with the mic. But, I mean, what a great way to explore the dyeing of different dyers. And she does this from time to time where she will have a different dyer that is the featured dyer, and it's dropping them all over.
There's so many. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Oh, I dropped again, but it'll be good enough. Okay. But look at all the delightful colors in here. And so it's a chance to say they're all labeled. So if you find one you love, here's one called Baubles. Probably no surprise that I picked that one with the green and the red. But all sorts of fun ones. And as you knit with them, you'll decide if you love them or not. And so I thought it's a great way to get to know a dyer. Isn't that fun?
That is great.
Yeah. So
how neat.
Is there anything else you can think of that I also... Let's see. Do you have anything else going on that you need to share before we get to contest?
Well, I thought that you might want to talk about our Periscope that we did before the...
Yes, that's what I was wondering.
Yes. So, and then we can do our contest.
If you are not following us on Periscope, please do, because we had how many people join us today?
I think a total of 18 people joined us.
18 people! It was
so much fun.
I was so happy. And what we did, I had 3 different fibers that I presented.
Yes.
And I asked for help deciding which one to spin next. And everyone chose. I think it was unanimous, wasn't it? Or
Just-
except for one?
Just about unanimous. We
Almost
had, I think, like one
unanimous.
person pick the first one and one person pick the third one, and this one was the second one.
Yeah.
Everybody loved it.
And this one is a Purple Goddess design, night vision gradient, and it's just a superwash merino roving, and it goes from this beautiful deep gray to lighter shades of gray, and I would say it's a blue gray, and then into this green, which I can't identify, but I love it. Is it chartreuse?
It's beautiful. It's kind of like a highlighter green, but much prettier.
Yeah, it's lovely. So I'll get a little closer. It's flashing out a little bit because of the light, so it might be better if we're not closer. Let's see if next to my skin is any better. That's not my skin, but you know what I mean. Sleep, need sleep. So this is the one I'm going to be spinning.
I wonder if it would do better if it was in my stash.
I don't think
would
it
it show
would.
better? Would it show it better?
No, wait, listen. No, doesn't want to go to your stash.
That's a shame.
It is, isn't it?
It's a shame.
So I will be spinning this starting this week.
Excellent.
And so follow along I'm hoping next week to have some good progress on it and
Yeah.
maybe even be done. Who knows? I might just be a spinning whiz.
Spinning fool.
But the bonus was today only. I can't guarantee it will always happen this way, but today, if you were part of the original Periscope, they could send their address to us, and I have a little gifty to send each one of them.
Yep.
Right? And so you never know.
Don't expect like a diamond tiara, people.
It's not a diamond tiara.
No. Don't.
But who doesn't like getting a little something something?
Yeah.
And so you never know, on Periscopes we may do little giveaways just for the people who are there for the Periscope. Because we're
Yes.
trying to build some of that up and see how it does. So
Yes.
very fun. I enjoyed it.
I did too.
We went outdoors.
We did. I'm not
you
even
believe
kidding.
There were trees out there.
There were.
What?
Yeah.
Who thought?
I know.
Well,
Yes.
how is our contest going?
Our contest is going great. We are doing a non-contest contest this time around for the months of October, November, and December because we are all about no pressure this time of year. There's enough pressure going on. We don't want to add to it, and so
Well, I kind of do. No, I don't.
no, you don't. You do not want to add pressure to people. These people are our friends. We don't want to make their lives any more crazy or hectic than they need to be.
Right.
So
No sleep makes me spunky.
it does. She's a feisty Mama Linda. So we are taking a break from like making you do any kind of craft that you don't want to do, or like telling you that you have to do a certain number of things. This is really
Finish
just
12 sweaters before Christmas.
precisely, unless you want to, like their little tiny ornament size.
Yeah, that would work.
There you go. So to enter this contest, all you need to do is tell us what you are hoping to do this holiday season. This is our Hopeful Holidays contest. So you don't even actually have to do anything that you tell us. Like if you tell us, I hope to make, decorative pom-pom wreaths for all of my family members, and you don't do it, you can still enter to win.
Just talking about's enough.
Yeah,
Blow some
exactly.
steam. So I'm gonna knit a cozy for the White House.
I'm gonna lose 75 pounds by Christmas.
Me too. You know what? I'm at the point, we're so close to wedding now. I'm like, it may just be this is what we get. I've been waiting to buy a dress and everything. I don't even know if I'm going to do a dress, but
Yeah.
that's another topic.
Yeah, that's
unrelated to contest.
neither here nor there when it comes to contests. But in any case, so we want to make this super easy for everybody. And so just tell us what you hope for this holiday season. We've had people tell us that they hope to reconnect with loved ones.
That's good.
We have people who want to start a new tradition in their family. We've had people who tell us what kind of crafting things they want to do, or just all kinds of things. We have a recipe in there now for
good.
yummy cookies, so check that out, because I think I might need to make those.
Yeah.
They sound kind of like Grandma's ginger snaps.
Oh, yum. Well, those are perfect for the holidays.
Yes.
That means holiday to me too.
True. So go take a look and see what is in there and add to it.
And when are we drawing? Do we talk about that?
January 1st
Okay.
of 2016. Can't believe 2016 is coming up.
Right.
Hello. So it's going to be chosen by random number generator, and for every 100 entries, then we're going to add a prize. So I don't know that we're close to that at this point. I think well, maybe we are. I don't know. I could be wrong.
And for every time you chat is a new entry.
Absolutely.
And so if you're really chit-chatty, you just have more chances. So
Right. That makes it even better. So just chat it up, people. Get chatty. You can do it. And for the prize, we have this beautiful 2 skeins of Lorna's laces, which is enough to make a pair of socks or to do a shawl. It would be 430 yards of the Andersonville colorway in Lorna's Laces Shepherd Sock, which I'm hoping it's prettier than that. I'm sorry.
It is lovely. I think we may be getting a tad more intense than what they are. These are a little more heathered than what they're appearing, but the
Right.
colors are fairly accurate, which is nice.
Yes.
They just may be a little bit more heathered in person.
So that is what we have.
And did I say I was going to add a prize? Or we're just adding prizes every 100? Is
We're
that
adding
correct?
prizes for every 100 posts.
Okay, well let me know if I'm supposed to do something.
You're going to add the rest of the prizes. You're going to spend somebody a sweater's quantity worth of yarn.
Wow.
And
I better get busy.
No, I will tell you.
Okay.
I will tell you if I need something from you.
All right.
Yeah. So that is it for our fiber related content.
Yes.
And so let's talk about other fun things.
Okay. As you know, my life is multifaceted.
Yes.
Like a parfait, many layers. I think I said that last time.
You did.
I'm really getting repetitive in my old age. And so this week was all about finishing up a journal that I made, and can you believe I did not snap a picture?
You know what? I believe that actually, because I can't tell you how many times I've given away something and gone, I really needed a picture of that, now didn't I?
It was like I was waiting to take the picture until I had the one last thing, and the one last thing came so late that I was really I wrapped it up and it just went off, and I didn't even think to do it when I got there. But here's the idea for the journal, and it turned out really cute, I have to say.
It was adorable.
Hubby was sweet and let me get a cinch machine. And if you do not know what that is, hold on one second. Let me go get it, in fact.
Okay.
Hold on. Bear with.
Bear with. Bear with.
All right. Lest you not know what I'm talking about, this is the cinch right here.
And is it a cinch to use?
It is a cinch. I had a binding machine for years at work that I used for reports, of course. And you know me and office supplies,
I know.
right? It finally broke after all those years, and I couldn't take it. Wasn't able to take it with me to this house. And what this would be the scrapbooker's binding machine. It is around $80, which sounds like a lot, but if you look at the ones for home offices, they're quite a lot more. And so, like even not the industrial size ones, just the ones that are for beginners at an office, they would be much more. So this is very affordable. It does the rings, the spiral rings, like you find on many journals. And basically you get the front part is a punch. And you know, I might do a demo on it someday, so I won't bother to go through everything. But you punch here, and the back part is where the wires are crunched together, so that they enclose your it's like those hair clip teeth that from those '80s clips we used in our hair.
Yeah.
Did you? I don't remember.
I was like born in 1979, so I didn't have very much hair in the beginning part of the 80s. You didn't have any hair. And so Mom used to use Caro syrup to stick a bow to the top of your head. Kidding me?
The non-toxic glue for children. Yeah. So anyway, I'll go into it later, but I did put the spiral binding on this book because the idea of this journal is that it is they start the day of the shower. It started that day. And it was a place for them to record the time leading up to their getting married, and then through at the beginning of the year, like through January 1st.
Yeah.
So that where they'll be going on their honeymoon, their first Christmas, all of that.
Yeah.
And so there was places for photos, and lots of places for photos. There was a place for them to write down who came to their shower and what gifts they gave.
Yeah.
There was a place that had a countdown by week. Every day it was like a page on a week on a page. And it was counting backwards the days toward wedding. So you're counting down, basically. And the idea is that as they're going on, they can just jot down, you know, today we went and checked on the tuxes, or today we went to the lake, whatever. Because, you know, here, how many years have I been married? Do you remember? It's like 36 or something?
Well, I'm 36. You've been married for 38 years.
So it'd be more than that. You've been married like 30 years, right? Just kidding.
There's something you want to tell me?
Something I want to tell you. And, you know, your memories do fade over time. The big stuff you remember, how you met and all that. But there's a whole lot of things that have been really fun to remember. And so the idea is just kind of catching those moments. And so I had journal pages that were blank, but there was a prompt at the top, like, where did you go on your first date? Or at what point did you know you were in love?
Yeah.
Those kinds of things. And how you spent your first Valentine's Day. So it'll be a really nice memory, I think, for them. And I hope they do it. But if not,
it was still beautiful.
It was still beautiful. It might be akin to those baby books that never get filled out, but that's all right. I went ahead and put in a few pictures to start. And then at the end, there was an envelope for each parent to write a personal note to Jared and Danielle.
Oh, very neat.
And, you know, kind of give them their advice and, you know, bless them, basically.
Yeah.
So it was fun. That's what I've been
really
spending
cool.
my time on, and it took a long time.
It was
worth
very, very elaborate, and it was, I mean, so beautiful.
Thank you.
You really put a lot of time and effort into that, and I hope that they appreciate it.
I think they do.
You better appreciate what she has done for you.
I painted. I did all sorts of things in it.
Yes.
So it was like the best I could do. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
So that's one of the fun things I've been doing. And so after Saturday, I just had this desire to just do something that was totally different then. So I don't know if did I tell you I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos about art.
This comes as news to me. This is brand new information.
But, you know, it's amazing what you can learn for free just by
Yes.
cruising YouTube.
Yeah.
And so one of the things I heard this weekend that was really encouraging to me was that this one man, excuse me, who does a lot of portraits, he said it takes 100 portraits to really, you know, get the basics down and really start being able to do them well. 100.
That's a lot of portraits.
I've just done a handful, and I was feeling like, well, maybe I wasn't meant to do portraits.
Yeah.
But really, what they were really encouraging people to do was that to not think, well, you have to be some naturally gifted person. Most people that are good at art have just put time in and learned how to do it.
Sure.
Now, not everyone's going to be not everyone's going to be the Mona Lisa. Well, that's true.
And there's the title of the show. Not everyone's going to be the Mona Lisa.
Oh, my word. Sleep, where are you? Where's my ode to sleep?
Oh, man.
Anyway, not everyone is going to be like Da Vinci or, as I say, Leonardo. Thomas Kincaid,
Yeah.
right. But most of us can learn how to do basic drawing, learn how to do basic artistic things. It just takes the desire to do it and putting in the time to practice.
Right. I rock smiley face emoji type things.
Right?
That's what I do.
But that's okay. If your interest isn't there, it's okay. But if you do have a desire for it, you can actually learn how to do some basic drawing.
Yes.
And so I kind of decided to cut myself some slack and decide,
It's a good idea.
you know, I'm not ready to go into the Getty yet, but I can try. I can just keep trying to get better.
That's right.
So several things that I did this week I was so happy with. One, I posted on Instagram And this was a watercolor I did of a beautiful English cottage that I found online.
That's pretty.
When I showed it on Instagram, Obi-Wan Knitter,
Yes.
he said, "You should see where my mom lives."
Oh.
So I told him if I promise not to stalk her, will he send me a picture? He's not responded yet. I think he's worried I will stalk her.
There's no plans in our future to go to England. I'm just saying.
There's no money to go to England, so we're buying a light. We go to England or buy a big box light. So anyway, that was a really fun one of just, and you know, the thing is when you're painting something like that, you're really immersed in the photo or the scene that you're looking at. And so it's like, I feel like I know the place now. And
Yeah.
I want to live there.
Yeah.
Follow me on Instagram.
Yeah.
I am Stonybrook, and I also post to Facebook. But the thing is, unless I see that you have friendships with other people that I know, I probably
On Facebook?
on Facebook I probably won't accept a friend request. So if you really if you want to explain that you watch the podcast, then send me a message on Ravelry and I'll accept a Facebook friend request also. And I'm Linda Lee on Facebook.
Awesome.
How will they find me? There's
There's-
like a million Linda Lees.
Good luck. You know what? If you can find her on Facebook as Linda Lee, then
just
you have earned it, my friend.
It's like John Smith, you know. Everywhere I go, there's Linda Lees. So then, the Portrait Man encouraged me, so I decided
Is
to
that his
try
name? The Portrait Man?
The Portrait Man, yes.
Do you know the Portrait Man, the Portrait Man, the Portrait Man?
He's Clive 5. He teaches beginning painting.
Oh, that's who that is.
Yeah, you saw his name
Yeah.
on. She's like, I subscribed on YouTube under our Knitworthy podcast name, and so she's wondering why she's getting all these emails for videos that I like to watch now.
I'm kind of in charge of our social media and things like that, and I'm like, who are these people
I know,
uploading
right?
videos?
So I decided I had this picture of Heather. I'll put the picture here. And I decided I had asked her for her favorite picture of herself, and I wanted to try doing it. And so I finally said, I'm not going to worry that I'm going to mess it up. I'm just going to keep trying. And
Okay.
you know, maybe in the future I'll do a better picture. But for now, I think I got pretty close. Right? It looks like a person. It kind of looks like her.
It looks like a person, and it looks like Heather. And in fact, even before you were done with it, I knew that was Heather.
Right? I'm so
Yeah.
happy. I can't believe it. I'm so glad that you were able to tell who it was. So this is watercolor, and I also did one later in colored pencil. I'll share that at the end.
Okay.
And so that is the big part of what I've been doing. I also, as many of you know, I've been taking the Creative League class. That finished up finally. And
Did it?
But you know, the lessons are ones that it's like knitting. Once you learn the knit and the purl, that is all you need to do. But you know, it's the beginning of a lifetime of
Absolutely.
learning how to do it really well.
Absolutely.
And so I have been enjoying it so much, and I decided to add a fountain pen to my writing routine. Back in junior high school, I adopted the fountain pen thing until I couldn't afford to do the cartridges anymore. And so this is like feeling like going back, but this is the Lamy Safari. If you are a fountain pen lover, this is a good entry point fountain pen, probably in the $20 range. This one is just for writing. It's a fine nib, which is what you call the point part. And I'm using cartridges right now, but I'm going to order a refillable insert. But the cartridges are just about this long, and they just slide right up in there, and they punch the end of this little part of the pen here, which has a name I don't remember. It punches through that cartridge and makes the ink available. I have black ink in here right now. Eventually, when the insert comes so I can fill from an ink bottle, that will allow me to do, I can use Noodler's Bulletproof ink.
What?
I know, right?
That is so exciting.
You hold your pen in front of you and no one can shoot you. No, not true, don't try it. But basically, people use it in sketching.
Okay.
And so you would you go to a scenic location or look at a beautiful scene, you would sketch it with the permanent ink.
Okay.
And then you do washes over it of watercolor, and it's a fun style. So I thought it'd be really, especially we've got some beautiful places. If I ever get out of the house, I'd like to go to a few and try sketching them. So that was a good find. This is the Bulletproof Ink Noodler's Black right here. Let's try and get a little closer. I have to order a new tripod so we can get set up properly. But
We have a
that's the
very
Noodler's ink.
interesting setup today.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, this is all part of trying to upgrade for all y'all.
Just because we love you.
Right. So, Lamy Safari pen, Noodler's Bulletproof ink, good for writing letters too. It's just, you know, it feels very old-fashioned-y.
Kind of an all-purpose ink.
It is an all-purpose ink. It can be used for anything, and I would say it is a luxury, and you have to be careful of the paper. Now, if you pick a really bad paper, it's just going to bleed off into it. But you need paper with a little bit of a shine, not a shine, but a smoother surface, and you'll have less feathering. Go on YouTube. Oh my goodness, if you look up fountain pens on YouTube, you'll have so much fun.
Who was the guy who was testing out the different ink and on like different papers?
Yes.
And who was that guy? Do you remember his name?
No, but I'll link to it.
Okay.
And Goulet Pens is another one. Jet Pens has them. But there are so many beautiful colors of ink. I got this one just for the purpose of doing the art.
Sure.
And then I've been loving writing in my journal with it. It's been really fun. But if you go into all the different ink colors, it's like looking at fiber. They have some that are shaded and tonal. They have some that have glitter. Not glitter, but they have a shine to them, like they have almost like they have mica in them or something.
Huh.
I mean, it's a whole new world of things, which I'll probably fall right into. But
I so want to sing. Sorry.
So that's a fun thing. You know what? I just think that everybody should at least try once in their life, try a fountain pen.
Yes.
And it really gives you respect for the people who did the whole dip pen thing for many, many years before we had disposables. But, you know, watching people writing with these beautiful inks, it reminds me of knitting. It's like a way it's another way of self-expression and to find an ink that suits your personality. What?
Yes.
Right?
Totally get that.
So there's a guy who had like 17 inks. He has a stash of inks.
There you go.
And he's probably just a beginner.
Yeah.
Yeah. Last thing
That's a lot of ink.
in the artistic department is if you are doing any kind of artwork, you have to erase things sometimes. You're sketching out in pencil and you're wanting to erase. And this is probably not helpful at all because it's just a little logo, but it is called the Moo Eraser.
Moo, M-O-O?
M-O-O.
Okay.
And I'll do a little demo here. I use the front of my journal as a surface to paint on, can you tell? But when you use the Moo Eraser, instead of getting a bunch of little eraser pieces that you have that get all over, you get it comes off as one piece like that.
Oh,
which
that's
makes
much less messy.
Oh, much less messy. And so that's what people like. I think they call it a PVC eraser. It is it works very well, and I like not having all the mess.
Yeah.
So that is my foray into art this week. There's been a whole lot more happen. I will put pictures or photos of what I've been working on at the end of the podcast.
Okay.
But I also have a freebie today. I'm trying to do them each time we podcast.
Yeah.
But I don't know if don't hold me to that because I can't guarantee it will always be that way. But I would like to just, you know, it's payback for them spending time with us and have a little
payback
something.
in a good way, not like in a bad way.
That did sound bad, didn't it?
It did. It's payback for you coming in and listening to us. It's a happy thing. Happy payback.
So what I did is I did our verse for the day, and I did it with my new writing that I'm learning from Creatively, and I did a little arty thing with it. And so I wanted to read the verse because it's especially appropriate for me.
Yes.
Okay, and it's from Isaiah 46. It says, even to your old age, I am he, and to gray hairs, right? I will carry you, I have made, and I will bear. I will carry, and I will save. And I love this. When I read it, I thought, he is with me even into my old age. Not just with me, though. It says he will carry me, and he will save me.
That's good.
And before, the part of the verse before that says that he born me. So I was like conceived by God, and he's still carrying me, and still taking care of me. So I'm not alone.
No.
And so many times when things are difficult, I have that feeling of like, where are you, God? And right around these scriptures in Isaiah, before you get to Isaiah 46, there are so many times when people are saying, where are you, God? And so if you're going through a difficult time and you're wondering, you feel alone, you feel like, how am I going to get through it? Know that God born you. He gave birth to you. He conceived you. And he made you for a reason and for a purpose. You're here on purpose. You're no accident. And that he is not just with you or walking beside you. You know, like we see that poem about the footsteps.
Footprints in the sand.
Yes. It says he carries you, not just when you're young, not just when you're newly committed to him, but he carries you even into old age, to gray hair.
Yeah.
So you are not alone, and this life, we can do it.
That's right.
Right? With his help, we can do
right.
it. And so go to our website if you would like to download the artwork for this verse, and you can resize it or do whatever you want with it. You can gift it. It's yours to use.
Just don't sell it.
No, I prefer them not to sell it. But I would love to see those who need encouragement be able to get it. Go to our website. You will see every verse we've ever posted.
That's right.
And it is in order of topic. And so if you're looking for encouragement, maybe you heard a verse early on, you're trying to remember which one it was, go to our website and you will find it.
Knitworthypodcast.com.
Knitworthypodcast.com. And I hope to do more of these where you can actually have the verse to either put in your journal or on your fridge, or just to be an encouragement where you get ready in the morning, right? Because we love to encourage people. We have benefited from encouragement, have we not?
Absolutely, for sure.
Yes. So that is my gift to you. And
Yes.
I would love for you to feel carried and loved and wanted today.
Yes.
Do you feel cared and loved and wanted?
I do.
Good.
What about you?
Yeah, I do.
Good.
Yeah. It's a good day then.
It is a good day. Thank you so much for being with us on this day. It has been so much fun spending time with you. And have you had fun?
I really did.
Good.
Yeah.
Even with no sleep?
Even sleep deprived, I had fun. What?
Well, that's good. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yes.
And we will see you next time. And until then, we want you to remember that you are knitworthy. Bye.
Bye, y'all.